Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2023 Audi RS5 Coupe. Huge shout out to Audi Greenville for providing this coupe for me today. Be sure to check out their website. They have a huge selection of new and pre-owned inventory. That link is down in the description. So this RS5 is finished off in Tango Red with an MSRP at just over $88,000. Underneath the hood, you'll find the 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 that is paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 444 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the Quattro all-wheel drive system. It will propel this 3,900 pound coupe from 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, up to its top speed of 180 miles an hour. Now it also has a fuel capacity of 15.3 gallons. You'll expect to see around 18 miles per gallon in the city, 26 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 108.9 inches. Its overall length is 186. It has a width of 73.5 and a height of 54 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this RS5, let's start off with all of the gloss black accents. This model does have the black optics package, so it blacks out the logos, both the Audi badge and the RS5 badge, and then of course the entire gloss black hexagonal grille. Now this does have a forward-facing camera along with all these sensors, and the sensors in each corner are a part of the adaptive cruise. So it has all of that technology as well, along with having the LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. Now the turn signals have the sequential design to them, which is a nice touch to see. And on the far side of the housing, there's a gloss black trim piece that matches the trim piece in the lower section too, just to tie it in and give it more of a continuous look, even though there is bodywork in the middle. Now the lower section is gloss black, there's another cutout, and there's 4 lines distinctively coming down to the upper section of that grille. So it gives it a really cool look, especially with that black optics package. And for the side of this model, it has the upgraded 20-inch wheels with that 5-blade design, along with the red RS brake calipers, which is a nice color to match touch. Now this also has the RS tuned suspension, along with the RS sport differential. And the power folding side mirrors are gloss black. There's more gloss black in the lower section. There's also the integrated turn signal. This does have a sunroof, and then more gloss black for all the window trim. So it's a beautiful combination. And I love the crisp line that goes just above that door handle, as well as the ones in the lower side skirt. So it has a good coupe-like design to it with large rear glass to provide a lot of light for this smaller size vehicle. Now, interestingly enough, this is very identical to the RS5 Sportback, which I just reviewed. So the dimensions are nearly identical, even though the Sportback has an additional doors for the rear. But for the coupe, it has a great design to it. More gloss black for the rear. This has a backup camera, the LED taillights, and then the lower section surrounding the dual exhaust, or that active dual exhaust. And so now let's work our way to the cargo space, where you can use the button on the key fob or the one up underneath. And for this coupe, there's actually a good amount of rear cargo space. There's a net on both sides, as well as this having a spare tire. So there's a little bit of extra storage underneath. And you can even fold down the back seats. They are actually individual. So we have the driver's side as well as the passenger side, and then you can even fold down the middle seat if you need to. All of those are individual, so you can do them separately. And you'll notice there's a lot more interior space with those folded down. Now this doesn't have a power trunk, so there's a grab handle where you can easily close this. And so it gives you a ton of space. For a two-doored performance-oriented vehicle, you have a lot of room to make this your daily driver, which is great to see. Now for the interior on this model, you will notice the carbon fiber trim accents. There's Alcantara, leather, the Bang & Olufsen sound system, and then some other trim accents which surround the rest of the controls. This also has heated side mirrors, which is great to see. And then the red continues its way to these black leather seats, where you will see all of the stitching. These are even massagers, which is great to see, and all of the other automatic adjustments. And to work our way to the back seats, you can actually move the seat forwards and backwards just by using those buttons. So that way your rear seat passengers can utilize those as needed. Then you can also pull on that tab to move the backrest forward, and then you can move the rest of the seat from there. Now the attention to detail in the rear is just like up front. So it is a beautiful place to be. At 5'10", I honestly have a decent amount of space. There's storage nets, climate adjustments so that you can be a little bit more comfortable. And my head is just up against the headliner. Now I just finished reviewing the RS5 Sportback. And in the Sportback, my head was about the same. So you're not sacrificing too much with 2 less doors if you simply just want the coupe and you don't need the physical doors to enter these rear seats. So honestly, it feels just like the Sportback and it's still just as usable. Now right in the middle, a little bit of storage. You could place some phones, any items like that. And there is an armrest in the middle with a little bit of storage and a cup holder on both sides. And like I mentioned earlier, all of these seats fold down individually. So if you just want to put the middle one down, you can, or vice versa with the other two. As far as visibility goes, very easy to see with the large windows like I mentioned earlier. So honestly, just a personal preference between this and the Sportback with a little bit more practicality and easeability, I would say, with the back doors. Now we can push the seat all the way back and we can hop into these front seats where this has the perforated leather for this RS steering wheel, all of the red stitching, which is a nice touch to see. Now on the right side, there's volume and tuning along with Bluetooth and voice commands. This is a heated steering wheel, and we even have the RS modes that you can change. There's the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and then the stock on the left side is for the cruise and adaptive cruise, so for the distance pacing, and all of these are for the virtual cockpit. So let's fire this up and bring it to life. And looking at the virtual cockpit, for the configuration right now, on the right side, there's miles per hour. Right in the middle, there's some vitals like the G-force meter being shown. On the left side is the tach, along with what gear you're in and the driving mode. There's fixed information running across the lower section. Now, with these controls over on the left side, there's a scrolling dial with arrows and a view icon too. So right now, if I click on one of those arrows, now we can pull up the navigation in full screen. So if you want to go through all that information, you have a clear view of it. I can go into the media. There's 2 different medias there with a phone, and then some more data like your TPMS and engine data that you can scroll through. Now, if I click on view, you will bring all that information to the left side now. So it will minimize the nav and all of that. And that way you can see the tach, miles per hour, and some other boost settings front and center. Now, if I push on the RS button, there's actually 2 different modes. There's RS1 and RS2. So you can configure these. The exhaust will get louder, and you can have quick shortcuts there to get through those driving settings on how you would like to drive. Now on the left side of the steering wheel, there's a small cubby where you can place some items as needed. Carbon fiber surrounds all of the headlight adjustments. This even has a head-up display. Currently it is showing miles per hour, it's showing a lap timer too, and then the engine and oil temperature. That will change depending on the driving mode that you're in. So if we go back to auto, it just shows the miles per hour. And then right in the middle, for this touchscreen system, we're on the home screen right now, where it shows media and phone along with navigation, and then there's several icons that you can go into just depending on what you would like to get to. Under vehicle is for all the sporty information like the drive select, so you can monitor your driving modes as well as RS1 and 2. You can go into the monitor, so that way you can further look at some of these vitals. And then there's also lighting and visibility, your seat adjustments, and everything like that. On the left side, these are all presets, so you can quickly get into all this information. And it's a very simple and easy system to use. Underneath that, all of the air vents are continuous, so that ties it in together nicely with the carbon fiber accent trim piece just underneath that. Now, right in the middle, this is how you can adjust all the climates. So there's fan speed in the middle, there's AC along with where you would like the air to go, and there's different zones that you can adjust along with the temperature dials for your driver and passenger. There's some defrosters, and then these are even heated front seats too. Now underneath that, there is a shortcut to the drive select, so you can quickly get into that. Traction control as well as the parallel parking assist, so you can activate that as needed. There's the parking sensors, and then you can actually turn that upper screen off if you would like to. There's a little bit of storage with some auxiliaries with 2 cup holders and a squarish bin just in front of the leather shifter. So with the vehicle into reverse now, if I push on this icon, you will notice an array of different angles. So that way you can clearly see what's around you and you have no shortage of visibility. You can quickly get into the parallel parking assist as well if you need to do that. And then back into drive, and to the right is for the manual setting. So you can use the paddle shifters or the shifter itself, and park is located on the back side. Now the e-brake is just behind that. There's a little bit of storage along with volume and tuning for the radio. And right in the middle for the armrest, there's even more stitching. And when you open that up, it reveals the wireless charging pad and an auxiliary. So you can charge some other electronics, and there's even more storage in the glove box where you can place some additional items. Now this does have a sunroof with the power adjusting sunshade and that other control there for the sunroof. And as far as visibility goes from the driver's seat, it is very open feeling. So you really don't have any blind spots in this smaller size sports car. Up top, there's also the dome lights, which are touch sensitive too. As we set off now behind the wheel for the RS5 Coupe, let's put it into RS2 from second gear. Here we go. Wow. This gets up and moves with that active sport exhaust too. I like how loud it is. It's not crazy loud, but it's nice that you have that additional kind of driver feedback in being able to hear that exhaust just a little bit louder. So I think that's a good option to go with. This one, like I mentioned earlier, right around 88,000. We have about 10K worth of options for this particular model, and I think this is done up very nicely with everything that it has. The shifts are so quick too. And even coming around a turn like that, it handles so well. If you are in the market for more of a luxury style coupe, the S5 RS5 is a really good option to go with. You're getting a good blend between having the luxury, having the performance. You're going to get a very comfortable daily driver too with that sport tune suspension. Now we can put it in auto. It's going to be a little bit more comfortable. That exhaust automatically it shuts off too. But this would make for a great daily driver because of how quiet and comfortable this is. I've been in a lot of Audis. I do own an Audi myself. It's a little bit older of a model. So hopping into some of the newer models, it's definitely nice to see how far they have come and just the ride that you get. Now I just finished reviewing the RS5 Sportback. So that gives you the 4 doors with a little bit easier entry and exit into the back area. Surprisingly, I felt about the same amount of space for these back seats. So if you don't really use them that often, you're not looking for a full sedan with 4 doors, this is still a great option. They're usable back seats, just a little bit different to get into, of course, since there's no door. And with them, you have more interior storage. You can fold down the seats. Gives you a lot of space for this practical, everyday type of sports car. And then you also have that added performance where you could do a lot of tuning to this. You could do aftermarket parts if that's something that you're interested in, and get a better blend of the daily driver and the performance-oriented driver all in one car. I'd love to hear that exhaust pop a little bit more, and you could definitely do that. The shifts are so quick. Now, you could probably see me move a little bit. You can feel the shifts. And so from second gear, here we go. Just like that, we're up to speed, and hopefully you can tell, not crazy loud, but it does get louder when you turn on that exhaust. And for $88,000, I can see this being justifiable for what you get. Now, Audis they don't have a crazy amount of technology, which I like. It's more on the simple side, but it still gives you that added technology. So while there's not a million different settings to go into, you get everything that you need laid out extremely well. and it's more of a driver focused car. So you don't have to go through a million different settings. You're going to hop into this. I can press this button with the push of 1 or 2 buttons, depending on the settings that I went into. Now I am ready for some more performance style driving. So to me, that's what I love in a vehicle like this. I just want to get in and drive it and go through some of the tech features like the virtual cockpit and some of the other info. So that way you can have some fun on twisties like that and then daily drive it when you are ready to go. Interior is top notch, especially with the carbon fiber. You can get some other trim accents as well, just depends on your budget, what you are looking to get. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this 2023 Audi RS5 Coupe. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Greenville for providing this luxury style, performance-oriented vehicle for me today. Check out their website. Also give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And consider smashing that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.